Oh hey, this is the Niff Knits YouTube channel. My name's Jen and this is where I talk about my knitting, my little speck of dust and the internet universe. So welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back. It's great to see you. We've got to change up the location a little bit today. We are in our living room. It's October, so of course we've got the knitted pumpkins out and the not knitted pumpkins out. I'll see if I can put together a little montage of some of our Halloween decorations that we've got dotted about the house. So it's a bit of fun. I have never been one for Halloween, but my other half Dan and my stepdaughter Izzy are into Halloween, and I've gradually over the years kind of developed a liking for the little decorations. Not so much the scary movies though. I'm such a scaredy cat, but there's an excuse to knit. I've been able to knit Halloween themed stuff. So I've got my little pumpkins there. Who doesn't have knitted pumpkins? And I've also got a little extra thing to show you that's Halloween related as well. I've got a faux, yes, a finished object to show you today. I'm just looking to my side where I've got them all laid out. I've got a whip and a failure. Can you work out which one's going to be which? Let's see. Right then, so first things first, because it is a finished object, is so cute. Brace yourself. Look at this little bat. This is, look, am I shaking? It's called, the pattern is Boo the Bat, and it's by Mochimochi Land. I'll link it below. I think it was a free pattern. I've had it a while. I've been wanting to make him for a few years now. But how cool they can kind of dingle dangle off things. I'll put them the right way around as well. Look at the wings. They're so cool. As I was making them up and it kind of created that scalloped effect, I was like, wow, it's so cute. And you know me, I love some cuteness. So yeah, I'm just whacking back on the needle. The yarn I used was, this is gonna test me because I've had it's stash dive, but it used barely any. So the grey for his body was Cascade Heritage in grey, surprisingly, and the speckly purple was Cheshire, oh no, lovely Julia. I think she's called Cheshire Hand Dyed now. When I bought this, it was from way back when, and she was in the crochet corner, but she's updated her shop on Etsy about a year or 18 months ago. It's been a while. She's rebranded. Anyway, the yarn's still glorious, and she's actually one of my favourite hand indie dyers. Love her. Anyway, and this colourway was I can't remember. I'll have to pop it down below. I literally bought it about 2 years ago and it's been in stash, but it was just perfect. Perfect Halloweeny colours. Some like grey, some purple, and then pops of hot pink and neon yellow, which, if you know by now, they are my colours. So yeah, so cute. So that's this month's cutesy knit. Very happy with him. Very happy. Finished object number 2. Oh, also, I'm naughty. This is not hand knit, this is a shop bought jumper. Oopsie, never mind. Because I was planning on wearing my moss stitch blue jumper that I showed in episode 1. Yes, still haven't woven in those ends. Still, 3 months later. Never mind, never mind. However, so moving on to my finished object that has the ends woven in. It must be Halloween. Shock, shock, horror, horror. I've woven in the ends of a garment. And it is my Cardi jumper. It's off the needles. Woohoo! Yes, Jen. Now, as we've had the past few times I've seen you and I've spoken about this, you're going to see bugger all because it's jet black, but it's off the needles. I haven't blocked it. I've tried it on. And anyway, let me quickly show you. So here we go. You're not going to see much detail. You can't even see the neckline. Trust me, it's V-neck. Literally can't see anything. Can you even see the fluff? There we go. See a bit of fluff. But look, no stitch markers hanging off, no ends to be woven in. I'm chuffing myself. Now, last episode I asked you what I should do because I made it as a cardigan, but I had no intentions of wearing it as a cardigan, so I knew that I'd have to seam it some way, somehow. And I didn't know if I wanted like a faux seam, so the ridge basically to be on the outside or the inside. I went with the inside to have a invisible join, which is fine, but it's not really an invisible join. When it's on, I can see the line down the middle, so I may get some buttons and still put them down the middle to hide that line. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I will really try and insert a photo of it actually on my bod so you can get some sort of idea of how it actually looks, because you're just not going to see, unfortunately. It might, yeah, terrible podcast content, but yes, so what was I saying? So yeah, I can see that seam. I'm not sure if blocking might just do the trick, and I would like to maybe aggressively block the V-neck a bit more, because what I ideally wanted it for was to wear it backwards, so I'd have the V at the back, and it's pointless, absolutely pointless. And if I wear it the correct way around, so the V at the front, it comes right here, so it's not really much of a V-neck. But I am happy with the fact that it's done, basically. I'm glad that it's done. I don't know if I'd do another one. If I did, I would knit it in the round from the neck shaping, rather than having to seam it and do I-cord edging with black. And I probably wouldn't make it in black either. Yeah. Oh well, we live and learn. Oh, and also, when will I learn? Hopefully this might be a bit of a New Year's resolution to get gauge, maybe, because I'm very good at knitting armour. There is not much movement. I knit really tight and I don't really like a gappy fabric, so I'll tend to kind of rejig a pattern so I can keep a certain gauge, but then that makes the garment smaller, which is fine because most of the time I do find that patterns are basically too big for me. So I don't mind that they come out a bit smaller, but they do come out a bit tight. And there's not much, there's no drape. There's absolute bugger all drape, quite frankly. And yeah, and then I think that's the reason why I don't tend to wear my hand knits as much as I maybe should or want to, or once I finish, I'm a little bit disappointed with what I've created, and that feeling is almost soul destroying because you've spent all this time, effort, love, creating something, and you've seen it in a pattern and you desperately want it, and then I make it and it's not what I hoped for, and it's so disappointing. But most of the time, all the time, it is my fault. I do swatch, I don't get gauge, so I do the maths, and it's not going to turn out the same. So maybe I'm going to be realistic with myself. From the new year, I might just trust a pattern and see. I should just do it once, hey? I'll do it once, I'll get gauge, I'll stick the pattern perfectly, and then I might actually get the intended look, feel, wear out of something. So yeah, never mind. Also, briefly, if you can hear what sounds like a turkey in the background, it's the dog from 2 doors down. I think they've got Frenchies and they literally sound like turkeys in the back garden. I mean, I can't complain too much because my baby is in the other room snoring her head off. And when I say baby, for those of you who may be new here, it's not a physical baby, not a human baby, it's a fur baby. So our Pippa Pug, our Pug Pippa, yeah, she's asleep and I can hear her snoring. So yeah, Cardi jumper, a win because it's done, and like done, ends woven in, done. And it is wearable in terms of I've got things I can put it with. Like I can make outfits out of it. It's not some things I've made and I've just made it for the sake of it, and I know for well I'm never going to wear it. This is actually wearable, but I'm not 100% happy with it. But that's just me. It's nothing to do with the pattern, it's nothing to do with the yarn. I've made this out of Filcolana, Arwetta Classic and Filcolana Tilia, both in colour 102 black. It's none of those things, not the pattern, not the yarn, probably the gauge, probably the maker, not probably, definitely. So yeah, it's done. Yay! Next up, I've got a whip and I'm very excited about this whip. Mainly because it's an absolute whiz. It's nearly done. I am making a hat. So the yarn I'm using is Malabrigo Worsted. I'll try and jig this around, and it's in the colour 012 Very Berry. That's going to probably come out back to front for you, but oh, it's so dreamy. Look at that pink. I'll try and get it. It's so good. so good. When I opened the packet I was so excited. It's so good. It's actually made an appearance on my Instagram grid, and I am crap at Instagram, but this made the grid. So yes, I'm making a hat. This is kind of a prototype. So I want to make my stepdaughter a hat for her Christmas present, and I knew exactly kind of how I wanted it to look, but I couldn't find a pattern. So this is a me made self-drafted pattern. So we've got, let's see how it comes out. Oh, looks good. Please ignore the lifeline. I've got a proactive lifeline here in case I messed up the cables, but I haven't yet, so that's good. So yeah, I'm going for a cabled number all the way around cables, and this yarn is so squishy and so gorgeous. The colour's slightly off on camera, but it's just the most gorgeous pink. And this is gonna be for me. This is my prototype, because it's a prototype, and if it's not perfect then it doesn't matter because it's for me. But yeah, I'm a good halfway through, so I've just done a 2x2 rib, but I've done it double length to then fold it up, and it's a good 2 inches folded up, but it won't fold properly. Typical. Come on. There we go. No, it's not gonna do it. It's not playing ball. But yeah, chuff with that. Got a little neon pink eyed black cat progress keeper there. Available in my shop if you're interested. Shameless plug. I'll link it down below. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's turning out kind of exactly how I wanted it, and I'm sure next time I see you it will be done. It's literally flown off the needles. Could absolutely knit this in a week, no questions. And that's me knitting in a week. I am slow knitter. I am the tortoise of the knitting world. I wish I could be quicker, but I just enjoy myself. Just get into a rhythm, just enjoy myself. Doesn't matter, it's not a race until, you know, Christmas comes creeping, and then it is a race. There is a deadline. But yeah, I'm hoping to get this done really soon, and then I can cast on another one, like I said, for my stepdaughter. Now, she has always loved blue, has loved baby, any shade of blue, mainly light blues. Then all of a sudden, in the past year or so, green. So I've got this same wool, so it's Malabrigo Worsted, but it's in colourway 145 Forest. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, 145 Forest. And it is the most luscious green. I just hope she doesn't change her favourite colour choice between now and Christmas, because you know what teenage girls are like. Change mind over everything more than they change the knickers. So that's going to be next. I don't think anything will go wrong with this one. I'm actually pretty chuffed with it. So yeah, next up will be a green one, and then that will be a gift knit ticked off the list. And then I also thought, if I'm that desperate and I run out of time, my mum is a massive fan of bright pinks as well, so worst case scenario and it turns out good, this might be a gift knit too, but I hope not, because I want it for myself. Oh yeah, whip 2. I have made some progress on my half and half triangles wrap that I'm making in the big size, and it's going to be a blanket. As you can tell from the surroundings, I live in a very white, beige, grey environment, and I love it. So this blanket is going to fit in perfectly. Oh look, it almost gets lost in the cushions. So yeah, it's going to be perfect for this room, and that's exactly what its use is going to be for. So I think last time I saw you, I hadn't made a start on the second colour. I just had the cream done. But she has made progress. I'm well into the second triangle. I'm about 20 stitches off being halfway. I've got some markers here just so I know when I'm halfway, because my aim was to get halfway by the end of October, because I really want this done by the end of the year. This was my year-long project and I didn't touch it for about 3 or 4 months. Well done, Jen. That's really going to get done, but it's doable. It is doable. So my plan is to get halfway by the end of October. There's a few days left of October now. Then get myself 3/4 or maybe a bit further by the end of November, and then finish it in December, because hopefully I'll have all my gift knits done so I can really plough through this in December, and all of the rows backwards and forwards are just going to take longer and longer and longer, but it's going to be enormous. If you think that this is just half and it covers me completely, it's going to be the best blanket, and only I am allowed to have it, because I don't want anybody else's sweaty hands, fingers, toes on it. Only my sweaty fingers, hands and toes are allowed on it. But it's so squishy. So the pattern, just a little recap, I'm sure you're probably bored of me saying it, but you know, never mind, we'll go over it again really quickly. Half and half triangles wrap from Purl Soho, free pattern. I'm making it in drops, air, super squishy, super snuggly, on size 4mm needles. I'm doing the big size, and I do German short rows where the pattern calls for wraps and turns. I've never done a wrap and turn. When there's anything that requires that sort of technique, I always use German short rows. German short rows. Mainly because I think that was the first, or the only, kind of that technique that I've used, so I've stuck with it. I think I find wraps and turns a bit daunting, sounds a bit complicated, and German short rows are nice and easy. But I guess it's just one of those, isn't it? It's easy because that's all you know, that's all you've done. So a bit like some people get a bit daunted by toe-up socks, whereas I've only done, I say only done toe-up socks. I think I've done a cuff down sock once, maybe, yeah, once. I'm a toe-up girl for sure. Oh, speaking of socks though, I am craving knitting some socks. I think I'm gonna have to cast some socks on regardless of the fact that they're not going to be a gift knit, because I'm well on track in my head. Christmas, I'm still on the Christmas train, and I've got to crack on with my gift knitting because it's creeping up on us. This time next week, it's November. So yeah, so that's that. That's my wrap. We're getting there. I think I could get it done with my self-imposed timeline of the end of the year. There is hope. Come on, Jen, you can do it. So that's that. And then the last thing I've got to show you today is a bit sad. So on the theme of Christmas, last time I saw you, I was super excited about my Christmas jumper, the Santa Baby by Filcolana, and I ordered all the yarn, got started. I mean, it's like hanging on by a thread here. I got to the colour work and I pulled out the green and I thought, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then I held it up to myself in better lighting than this. And I thought, I really don't like it. I really don't like it at all. It's quite frankly horrible. So yeah, I've only kept it to show you. This is how far I got, and then I realised the colour is absolutely grotesque against my skin colour. And also, bloody hell, I did cast on for a medium because again, couldn't get gauge, so I tend to go up a size to try and get something that might fit. Never does. And but that's a bit much, isn't it? So I haven't given up on it. I've given up on this, but I haven't given up on the jumper. So I've ordered new yarn in a better colour that suits me, like my colour. I've knit a jumper in it yonks ago. It's not the right weight of yarn that the pattern calls for, so I will be having to do a little bit of maths, but the pattern's pretty straightforward. And yeah, I appreciate what I said earlier in that I'm going to stick to gauge and patterns, but I also said from the new year, so I'm going to give my Santa Baby a go, try and fudge it, see how we get on. If nothing else, it gives me something to talk to you about, doesn't it? So yeah, absolutely horrific. I mean, I do like that this is a beige jumper. I like me a beige jumper, but this really reads brown to me, and oh, so annoying. I'm so excited. I am still excited. I am still going to make the jumper. I probably would have been way past the colour work by now, but never mind. The new yarn has arrived. I should be casting it on probably the 1st of November, and we'll see what happens, but it can't be worse than this. Yeah, the colours just weren't right. I don't know if you'll be able to see the green. I don't know, it was just a bit too, like, they're not muddy colours, but to me they were muddy colours, and I didn't want that. They just weren't right. And then also the ink, I didn't like the increases. I could really see the increases. Oh yeah, you can really see the increases. There, make one lefts. So I think what I'm going to do is when I redo it, I might do a make one lifted left increase because they're a little bit more invisible. And I also said when I spoke about this last time that I didn't want to hold anything double again after my Cardi jumper. I was like, no, I don't want to hold 2 strands. I just want one piece of yarn that I'm holding at any one time. Anyway, that's gone out the window because the yarn I've ordered for my new Santa baby, there is some mohair in it. Also because I feel like when there are these increases and there's a bit of halo and a bit of fuzz, that's just a little bit more forgiving. So that was part of that idea as well. Sorry. But like I've said time and time again to you, this is real life, this is real knitting. Not everything's perfect, especially for me. I mean, oh, one day I will make a garment and I'll wear it and it will be perfect. I'm determined. So yeah, another one. See ya. So that's it for today. I hope to have the pink hat done next time I see you, for sure. Potentially the green hat, that would be amazing. And some progress on my wrap, and my Christmas jumper will be in full swing and I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Hope you cannot wait either. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me rabbit on, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye.